Hey, John Weber, Surfrider Foundation. Quick video about tabling. I want to thank you in advance for doing it. You're not going to be doing it in my backyard probably, but wherever you do it, it's going to help build your chapter and build the organization, so thanks. I'm going to talk about some things that you should have on the table for tabling, as well as some general tips on how to table. So here we go. First thing you should have, absolutely, is a membership form. This is what the old one looks like. Okay, and of course it opens up. Looks like this. We do have a new one. Looks like this. Also opens up. Difference between the two is the old form had the student membership for $15. We're not offering that anymore. So either one you use, just remember we're not doing the student memberships anymore. What's really important about the membership form is legibility. Make sure it's filled out legibly. There's a space for all the information. Get as much info as you can. Emails, phone numbers. It really helps us contact people. If they use a credit card, they fill out this part. And if they use a credit card or check, this is an envelope. You can put it in the envelope, send it off to the national office. If they do cash, which they can, do not send cash through the mail. Get your chapter treasurer to write a check to cover that membership or all the cash memberships that you got. Send them over to the national office. So that's membership should be the number one thing you have on the table. So that's just for a straight up membership sign up with no incentive. The national office does have an incentive. It's called Beach in a Bag. It's a reusable bag. It does not look like this bag because there's a new one. But what it comes with is literature, maybe an old Making Waves, and a couple of stickers. And local chapters are free to put whatever goodies they have locally, local stickers about local campaign, whatever you want, put them in the bag. The Beach in a Bag is an incentive. It costs your chapter $15. They pay for that up front, and then you sell that membership for $25. Your chapter gets to keep the difference, and the money gets deposited locally. I did the math for you. You get to keep $10. Your chapter does. So use Beach in a Bag. If you use Beach in a Bag, write Beach in a Bag on the membership form, because if National sends you 25 Beach in a Bags, and they're going to want to see 25 Beach in a Bag memberships come back. Either way, the remits go to the national office. Have something for them to do that's free, like sign up for soup. I made this form as a paper copy, way for people to sign up for soup. If you have Wi-Fi or a laptop, get them to sign up electronically. That's better. If you have to do it this way, that's great. Just have somebody that's committed to keying in this info through the national office's homepage, get their name, their email, their zip code in so they get soup. You know, it's once a week newsletter, great way. It's like the national office does the work of engaging people, and that's why signing people up for soup is great. And having clipboards is great too. Also, have something for people to do that matters locally, whatever your local action is. If it's a local petition, a postcard, a letter to an elected official. Around these parts, the chapter was sending this postcard to, the governor about beach access. Okay, have people stop and fill that out. Again, it could be a petition or another letter. Another great thing to have on a clipboard is, this is if somebody's already a member. Hey, you want to volunteer for this chapter? Fill this out. There's all these different things that you're interested in. It's a great way to engage people that may already be members or not. So other stuff you should have on your table is national office literature, like the Rise Above Plastics brochure. Looks like this. And this 10 Ways brochure lets people know 10 ways they can protect the oceans, waves, and beaches. Ocean Friendly Gardens brochure. Even if your chapter is not doing this program yet, have it. You might find somebody that's really interested in this, and maybe they could start the program for you, or at least become more engaged with your chapter. There's this one on surfing area protections, all available from the national office. And while supplies last, you got your Making Waves, old copies, hard copies of Making Waves. You may think it's old news, but it's new news to people that are not familiar with Surfrider. So use those materials. I want to talk about some general tabling tips. So first of all, you don't want to have too much stuff on your table. The materials that the national office makes are really good looking, eye-catching. Don't have them get lost in a sea of paper. Just, you know, that's probably about the right amount of literature to have out, maybe some merchandise. Don't make your table look too busy. Second thing is stand behind the table. Don't sit. If you're tabling with another person, that's ideal that there's more than one person. Don't be engaged in a conversation with them. Um, be ready to engage anybody that comes up to your table. And then know your audience. I find that when you're dealing with the surfing public, maybe you're on the beach, you're at a beach event, a surfing event, something like that, people generally know the Surfrider Foundation in the surfing crowd. They may not know what you're doing specifically locally. Let them know about that. The other thing is they may know about us, but if they've never engaged with us on any level, it's probably because they've never been asked. So this is your chance to ask them, either to join or sign up for soup or take some action that you're working on locally. This is your chance. Don't send them home with something. Get them to do something while they're at the table. So no matter what somebody is, a general public kind of person or a hardcore surfer, when they walk up to the tent, I generally say, I ask them this question: are you familiar with the Surfrider Foundation? If they are, great. They probably know generally what we do. Say, yeah, well then you know we're working for cleaner, accessible oceans, waves, and beaches. Here's what we're doing locally. If you say, are you familiar with the Surfrider Foundation, and they have no idea what we're all about, give them a broad orienting statement, something like, I say, we're a coastal environmental group, or we're a group that works for cleaner, accessible oceans, waves, and beaches around the world. That gives them some broad framing, and that's going to help just orient them. And then you can go on to what you're doing locally, local campaigns, local programs, work to get them involved. Give them good reason to join. Tell them about Beach in a Bag, and tell them the more members we have, the more clout we have to get these things done. So you're not going to get them to join unless you ask. So make sure you're asking everybody. You do not need to go into long explanations about policy stuff unless people ask. It's not important that you know everything about the Surfrider Foundation. It's not important that you even know everything about your chapter. If someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer to it, just be really honest with them and say, I don't know, I'm going to get back to you. Have a way to capture their information and get back to them, or have somebody that knows the answer get back to them. That's really, really important. And again, have that way to capture their information on some level. Really, really important. On membership, if they seem interested in joining, again, tell them about Beach in a Bag incentive. Let them know that they can do check, charge, or cash. This takes away any excuses for them not having whatever type of payment method that you're requiring. You got them all covered. Make sure you get their information correctly. Once they join, go over the membership remit form with them. Make sure everything's legible. Okay. One wrong letter in their email and they're not getting their making waves. So make sure it's clear. Fill it out clearly if you have to. You're going to know local names of places and streets and whatnot. You're going to know that this says Misquamicut Street. The people in California are not going to know that. So you check it out. And what I like to do is take all those membership forms after the fact and then write out the membership info in a Word document. So it's typed. And that way, it's really clear to the folks in the national office. They don't have to decipher handwriting. You've deciphered it ahead of time. So after the tabling event, get those remit forms in the mail ASAP. If they did a Beach in a Bag, get the monies to your local treasurer ASAP. And if they didn't do a Beach in a Bag, get the remits and the money back to the national office with the checks that are required to cover cash as soon as possible. And you're going to build your chapter by doing this. So go out, have fun, definitely smile, talk to as many people as you can, and make sure you're asking everybody to do something. That's how you build your chapter. Thanks very much.